Well, avatar therapy is this really creative system invented by Julian Leff. He had the idea, wouldn't it be great if a patient could have a conversation with the voice they usually hear? That's usually impossible. The voice shouts at them, it swears at them, it makes all kinds of nasty statements, and the person can never answer back. So with his colleague Mark Huckvale, they created this really interesting digital system that allows the patient to have that dialogue.
So originally, Julian's idea was to create a speech synthesis system, a system that converted text into voices. I said, I think that's be very awkward because you can't really have a conversation in which one person is typing and the other person is talking. You've got to have two people talking to get a dialogue. And so I said, what you really need is a voice conversion system. So a system in which the clinician can talk in their normal voice, and then the computer would transform that voice into a voice that's similar to the voice that the patient is hearing.
I got involved in this because I've known Julian for years. He was my predecessor here, in fact, and I went to a talk in which he presented avatar therapy, and I was stunned. He did this small trial, a small number of people, and he had people who had stopped hearing voices completely, and I thought, this is extraordinary, and I didn't really believe it. And I said to Julian, we must do an independent trial of this. And so he was enthusiastic, and we got the funding from the Wellcome to do the first decent-sized, pragmatic, randomized control trial of avatar therapy.
Just remind me, what's that key, strong, powerful statement that you want to get across today?
Tell him that I can do it and he needs to stop bullying me.
Absolutely. Okay, brilliant. The next thing you're going to hear is going to be the avatar.
No one wants you to be around. Stay in your room.
You can't tell me what to do anymore. I'm going to try and go out and be myself.
You what?
Yeah, you heard me. I'm going to go out and do what I want to do because you're nothing but a big bully.
The pilot work had shown that Julian Leff could deliver avatar therapy effectively. We then showed that a relatively small group of therapists here in South London could deliver the therapy successfully. But what we really needed to find out is, can we do this in a much bigger scale? Have a look at the first display, just see if there's any ones there that are grabbing you.
That one.
Okay.
One so far.
So number 1 and number 7. Okay, yeah. Let's have a look at the other ones. Our funders, Wellcome, funded a new, larger multi-site trial and 8 associated NHS sites. And what we've done here is test whether we can deliver the same exciting results in a much more geographically diverse area. What we found in Avatar 1 was that it was really quite striking that people, after only a couple of times interacting with the avatar, were reporting really quite significant changes. But for other people, those first sessions didn't seem to be what was making the change. And it was more later sessions where we were connecting the voice with kind of broad aspects of their life, perhaps the way in which the voice mirrors other relationships that person's had, earlier life experiences. So we developed 2 versions of avatar therapy. Avatar Brief is delivered over, on average, 6 sessions, and we're very much stripping avatar therapy to its core aspects. Avatar Extended is delivered over a longer period of time, on average 12 sessions, and we're very much looking to do exactly what we've done in Avatar Brief, so all of those same aspects, but we're also looking to understand the voice in the broader context of that person's life and how it connects with earlier life experiences and other relationships. So how do you feel about that, the voice?
This sounds like exactly what I hear.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we found that in both versions of the therapy, which we call Avatar Brief and Avatar Extended, there was a rapid improvement in the main outcome of reduction in distress. We found that the frequency with which voices were heard reduced in the extended version of the therapy, i.e. people heard their voices much less. The voices were beginning to go away. We also found that they felt more empowered in relation to the voice. They had greater personal well-being and sense of improvement in their lives and personal recovery. And in general, the extended version showed stronger effects and more frequently showed sustained effects over time. That's the version that we need to go forward with.
It's been a real roller coaster. As with all big projects, there have been really tough moments and there have been just incredible successes. I think working with our lived experience group has meant the most to me because they've brought everything to life and made everything meaningful in a way that I could never have anticipated before I got this role. Taking part in research alone was a really positive experience for lots of people, especially in COVID. And we train the research workers to make sure we always offered a person-centred approach to the assessments. And yeah, and a lot of people in their final sessions with the avatar, you know, the recordings, listening to that in our group supervision sessions, it's sad. People are sad to say bye to these avatars that they created to represent something really distressing.
I had the therapy in 2015, I think it was. And I was hearing up to 30 or 40 abusive voices a day, and it brought it down to about 4 or 5. I felt like I was taking back control of my life again.
I didn't go out. I was told, you know, if you go out, the car will hit you, jump the road, do this, do that. But since the avatar, it's changed my life, and that was like 8 months ago.
The great thing about avatar therapy is it's not many sessions. We have an existing workforce that could be trained in avatar therapy, and not just expensive psychologists and psychiatrists. We've trained nurses, you know, junior psychologists who are in training. So of course the NHS is stretched, and I think avatar therapy offers really good value for money in terms of a short intervention with really great outcomes.
So we've done this research to show that it's effective, and now we really want people who go to you know, their local mental health services anywhere in the country and they're struggling with voices. We want avatar therapy to be something that is on offer because we know that it can help to change people's lives, and we would like people to have the opportunity to engage in that in routine care.